Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're going to talk about TikTok and its potential banning in the United States. Now, we've already seen this go down in India, and I believe Australia is also next in line. So I'm going to read an article here from CNN that's titled, "TikTok is a National Security Threat. U.S. Politicians Say." Here's what the experts think. It says, the short-form video app TikTok has quickly become a key part of popular culture in the United States, serving as a platform for viral memes as well as political satire and activism. Facebook, the dominant force in social media, has tried to copy the app, but so far has not slowed down its rapid rise. But now TikTok faces the more direct threat to its expansion in the United States, not from a competitor, but from the United States government. And this is coming strictly from President Donald Trump himself. He said Tuesday his administration is looking at banning the app, which is owned by a Chinese company, ByteDance, affirming remarks on Monday by the Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo. So I'm going to leave it at that right now. So we have a good understanding of why this is going on, okay? I believe, and I'm not just saying this because I'm just pulling this out of my head or whatnot, but I feel like I have some solid information here as far as why President Trump is even making this bigger than it needs to be. But I want to hear your take. What do you think about this whole situation with TikTok becoming potentially banned in the United States?
I mean, I think it should be banned, but, going with the history of China, even if it is banned, they're probably going to try to find some type of workaround or create some new app so that they can, get some good old American data. But
okay, well, I hear what you're saying, but I think it's a little more deeper than that. Really, it's not deeper. It's just really, it's blatant, man. It's pretty obvious. Remember that very first Trump rally back in, was it June, I believe? Was it Tulsa?
Yeah, I don't follow Trump rallies, man. But,
okay, well, I'm not sure where the location was, but I know it was somewhere in the United States, and the turnout was horrible. And from my understanding, a bunch of folks on social media, in particular TikTok, a lot of TikTok people decided, and it was their right to go on the platform and buy up, or not. I don't know if I'm not sure how much the tickets were. Maybe they were free, or maybe they cost something. I don't know, but they ended up buying up all these tickets or getting all these tickets, and they just didn't show up to the platform. So they were anticipating millions of people to be at this event. They had several seats open for all these people to be there. They even had a overcrowd crowd for the outside part of the facility. And guess what? When the day came, nobody showed up on the outside. There was like probably a couple dozen folks just lingering outside, but it wasn't nothing that they were anticipating. And then when you go back into, I guess later down that road, once the event was over and they were, thinking about what all unfolded, what happened, what caused all of this, folks kind of attributed all of this back to the TikTok kids using their power to potentially, get these tickets and not show up to the event, to make, obviously, Trump's rallies look like they weren't that popular at all, and people were literally losing interest. So, in a sense, Donald Trump is now, because I'm looking at this, and you already know this, the powers come from up above. So it wasn't, I'm pretty sure Mike Pompeo wasn't sitting there saying, we need to do something about TikTok. These kids are way too powerful. No, I'm thinking this order came from Donald Trump himself, and he said, Mike, I need you to take care of this TikTok app. I want it gone from the United States, and I want it banished. Blah, blah, blah. He probably said something along those lines, and Mike, he probably had to come up with something like, oh, well, it's a Chinese company.
Yeah.
We need to probably do something about this. And we could use that excuse to basically cover why we're actually going to remove this app. And like I said, I just explained why. The main reason why he wanted to remove the app is probably because there's a lot of kids on there that have a lot of power that Donald Trump wants to be able to control, right? And that's why he's trying to aim for that. But this is all speculation right now. But I feel like that has a lot to do with this whole TikTok situation. But now that you have this information, not sure if you were listening, but now that you have this information, what do you think? Because I know you said something about China potentially becoming, getting into our information, which is, yes, that is a very, big thing, especially now with the whole, climate that's going on in China. Not to even bring up the whole, bigger thing that's going on, but just the idea that they're trying to cut down on freedom of speech, democracy. They're very, they got the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. It's a big force out there in China, and they control a lot. Not just the people, but they control a lot of companies, a lot of businesses. They have a lot of self-interest. So it is a big issue that TikTok is owned by a Chinese organization. They do have might have a CEO here in the United States. That doesn't negate the fact that they do own and operate a company that's in China. So all I'm going to say to that is, on both sides of the issue, it might be a problem. But I do believe Trump had played a big role in, slowing this. Because there's other Chinese companies that are a big threat to the United States, right? There has to be. This isn't the only one.
Yeah, it's got to be some other companies. I mean, I feel like as a boomer, I don't understand this. I'm not really a boomer, guys, but
well, hold on. I'll just say this much. I personally, I haven't downloaded TikTok. I don't know the platform. I, of course, have heard of how people have been blowing up on the platform, right? And I keep hearing the references to e-boys and
I feel
e-girls
like
or whatever.
They did that on purpose, though. Like they let some people blow up really easily off of like little goofy dances and doing nothing, like touching their face or whatever and rolling their eyes or whatever. I don't know what that thing is. They like touch their face and it's like they do some weird thing with their eyes or something. I've seen.
I probably have seen it. I think maybe PewDiePie has probably showed it or something. But
yeah, it's like I just feel like they want more people to go on the platform. So in the beginning, they probably let people blow up and encourage like people getting views and
at a part of me wants to believe that this is gonna sizzle out and die. Like I don't want to say Pokemon Go, but really, who's talking about Pokemon Go?
Yeah, nobody anymore.
There's still people that are playing it, but it's not as big as it was. This is probably gonna go through that same phase. It's a trend. It's like the fidget spinners. At some point, people are gonna forget about TikTok, potentially. It's like people kind of forgot about Huawei.
Yeah, but I mean, nothing lasts forever. Even Facebook's struggling right now. So I mean, Facebook used to be like the platform,
Yeah.
Now
Facebook. I'm sorry, MySpace used to be the platform.
Exactly. So it's like even Twitter probably will die down eventually. Something will.
Who knows? But right now, it is like integrated in the fabric of our culture today. It has been around for several years. It's probably going to stay for several more years, especially with a lot of high figure of people being on the platform that are spreading whatever they want to say out into the public. It is a cesspool of a lot of nonsense and misinformation out there, but yeah, I mean, you can't really do much about it unless you turn into a Chinese dictatorship. So, with that being said, I again, before I shut off, I do want to say, be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and also leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think, because we really want to know what you think. We do some light research before we do these topics, but then again, we try to read them on live while we're doing this podcast so that we're fresh and we have our own thoughts running for our minds. That way we're not like regurgitating something we've already said. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good one.